Have you ever seen a sexy looking house help? I've been looking out for, I am yet to find one. Have you ever seen a house help that looks sexy, sassy, and romantic? Have you ever seen a house help that actually looks very calm and cool and collected? The difference between a house help and a wife is that your wife even carries more responsibility than the house help. The house help duty is to keep the home by simply helping to cook if you want, cleaning the house with entire compound, and helping you to wash baby's clothes. That is if you see that as part of her duty. And what I know about house help majorly is that they help you to clean the kitchen, mop, and all of that. Just maintain the house and ensure that the house is clean. But when it comes to your wife, especially those of you who do not want to employ a house help for your wife will clean the house. Your wife will go to the kitchen and spend how many hours in a day ensuring that the family feed, which is what? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Your wife will be there. And what people don't understand is that for every minute and hour that is spent in the kitchen, it is highly valuable to a woman, but there is nothing they can do about it. And that place is one of the most exhausting places. But when you make it a habit to always visit the kitchen, it becomes a part of you and you don't really find anything wrong with it. Now, while you are in the kitchen, you are also calculating how to maintain the house, the living room, the bedroom, and we also talk about maintaining the toilet, spreading the bed, and all of that. These are all a part of your wife's job. And then she goes ahead and satisfies you sexually, which is very exhausting, something a house help will not do for you, but that is the wife of your job. While she is still sexually satisfying you, she is doing other things in the house just to ensure that the house is in order. Now let us come down to the part where your wife still have to attend to your emotional needs and your attitude. It is still part of what stresses them out emotionally, but they still have to endure. Now let's come to the part where the wife has to maintain the baby. Morning, afternoon, and night. Your wife cannot keep an eye out of the children. We know that the children are very active. If you take your eyes off them 3 seconds, a lot of destruction will happen that will take years to repair. So your wife is always busy. There is no time. Now, a situation whereby you want to compare your wife to all these men whose wife are looking bank. That is when you start looking at what these men are doing differently that you're not doing. Most men used to employ house help for their wives. Some even go ahead and employ 2 house help. They'll tell you, you come in the morning, you come in the evening, because they want to enjoy their wife to the fullest. You cannot be saying that you want your wife to be an African woman, to be like our mother, but you are expecting her to be like Gen Z baddies. Our mothers were never looking sexy for our daddies. They are always looking unkept. They are always looking stressed out. They never looked sexy for our daddies, and our daddies do not care. Why? Because they know that they cannot afford the kind of lifestyle that will make their wives to look sexy. That our daddies were too busy trying to bring money to send us to school, ensure that we are living healthy, our health, and all of that. They don't have time. But in our own case, you want a sexy wife. You have to make sexiness out of your wife. This is the reality. If you don't want your wife looking shabby, please make sure that you ease her stress. A situation whereby you have provided her with all the help that is needed for her to rest, and she still chooses to look shabby, that is when you can report her, number 1. Number 2, you have to provide her with all the clothes that you describe as sexy. They are in the market. Take your wife on a shopping. You don't do that. I've come to realize that most of the men who always criticize their wives that they are not looking sexy, they don't even spend money on their wives. Your wife is scared to approach and tell you that there is something she sees online that she wants to purchase. They are always scared to tell because of the way you react. If you buy clothes today and you buy next month, the 3rd month you will say that your wife is too demanding. If your wife sees something beautiful that can actually beautify her, she cannot approach you because you're always aggressive. But you want her to magically look like a queen. You want her to look like Gen Z baddie. You want her to look like Cardi B while she's still being Khadija. How do you want to achieve that? You are going to make out of your wife whatsoever you want, and it requires money. It requires your physical availability. You're not physically available for your wife. You're not emotionally available for your wife, but you suddenly want her to be everything that you desire in a woman. Anything you desire in a woman, make it out of your wife. If you are not putting in effort, you will never see results. That is the truth. Your wife cannot be managing with you and you are expecting her to just turn to a princess. She is going through a lot, my brother. She is going through a lot. Something you will never understand because you're not always available. If she talks about you getting her a house help, you accuse her of being a modern woman. That she is not like our mothers. She's a modern woman. Our mothers never asked for house help, this, that. The way people are doing it now, nobody is even allowing the house help to sleep in the house because of the evil most of this house help are doing. You simply employ a house help. Tell them to come do their job and go back home. But the most important thing is that your wife will have time for themselves. There was a time I received a question: why is it that when a woman is with a man, they look shabby and unkempt, but when they break up, they will start aging backward. They look like a princess. They will look younger. It is simple. Now they have the time to choose when to do whatever they want to do in their house. Now nobody is stressing them out emotionally. I treated a topic here where I was talking about one of the major reasons why women add weight. Sometimes it is not about what they are eating. Hormonal imbalance can throw a person off. PCOS can make you to either add weight or lose weight. And let me tell you, the weight that is attained from PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, is a weight that it will take you years to shed out. You will suffer. You will be trying. You know that you are adding weight, and it's not even about how many food that is going into your tummy. You want to really shed this weight out because you want to look sexy for your husband, but you don't know how to achieve it. The worst part of it is that you're not aware that you're suffering from PCOS. And one treatment for PCOS is peace of mind. Trust me. If you are having peace of mind and you're learning to balance your diet, my darling, before you know, that PCOS will stay away from you. Gradually, it will go. But a situation whereby you are suffering from PCOS and you're not aware and you're still eating unhealthy food while you are suffering from emotional disorder, you keep adding weight, and people will see you out there and they will think, the husband is overfeeding this woman, and you're not eating anything. When your wife sees something that can balance her diet or dietary lifestyle, you refuse to pay for it. Your wife will tell you, baby, we've been eating this, so I think we should eat vegetable. Baby, if you're coming back, please buy fruit. You will say she's not considerate, that she is too demanding. How do you want a person to look sexy if you are not actually paying for the lifestyle? You see all these ladies that you are seeing out there that are looking big, somebody is sponsoring the lifestyle. That is the truth. Either somebody is sponsoring it or they are sponsoring it themselves. If you now think that these ladies outside are better than your woman and you bring them in, you have to help them to maintain that lifestyle, to continue to look that way. The moment you refuse to contribute to that lifestyle financially, that is when you will see that they will even look worse than your wife. And that is when you also see the other side of them. Every woman is beautiful if they are maintained, if they are properly catered and tended for. Do better.